Howdy everyone, welcome to a Monday. I just made chips. Now obviously I never really did much besides cutting the chips, and that's basically it. And I'll it up with salts and oil, but that's basically it. Other did everything else. So I made potato chips, simple potato chips, crafted from potatoes, obviously. And the way I cut them was so terrible because the potato itself is like a fist. It's not a perfect shape. You can't cut it. You can't cut it that way. There's gonna be a lot of like bumps and everything like that. Cutting it was very difficult. I made so many different types of shapes. Some were long, some were meager, some were diminutive, some were basically colossal. You know, Hold on, let me just charge my laptop. Obviously charge it because when it gets to a certain point, I have to charge it because my laptop won't tell me. Anyways, I was just about to watch this video. I was about to watch this video over here, you know, and it is really sad. I don't talk too much about detransitioning every day. I've acknowledged it. I've acknowledged detransitioners. I realize, detransitioners face a lot of pain, and there's a plenty for you can just search on YouTube. Maybe you might find them on TikTok. Um, Here we go, detransitioner, and this is someone who basically I don't know the full tale, but uh, basically, uh, oh, here we go, the person description. So testosterone for 8 years, and a double mastectomy, and a partial ister. I can't pronounce this. Basically, a lot of those type of surgeries. Um, I think mastectomy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I can't remember. Is mastectomy the chest removal? Is istosectomy a chest removal? I can't remember. I can't remember if which is which, because there's just so much of terms. Basically, this person is feeling regret. And thinking, okay, why don't they just simply detransition? Well, as you can see, this person has a full beard and everything like that. Um, they're in the process of detransitioning. The process is it's not something so simple. It's very difficult to detransition. It's very difficult to detransition. So if you stone for 8 years, that's going to be a long journey to get back. Basically, once again, it's a sad tale because they realize that what they've done was a mistake, you know, and obviously the best thing they need is support, which a lot of the people, the Mayam side, a lot of the Mayams, they don't really support you once you start detransitioning. It's unfair because these are very, very beautiful people. Realize they made a mistake. Obviously, in the past, I used to be against detransitioning because I was very angry that some people were allowed to transition in the first place. You could say that's part, but then I started to realize that these people need help, you know? They realize they made a mistake. People make mistakes. We can't be judging, you know? This mistake is something that, could either be aided by doctors as well and all the other types of stuff. People have a lot of detransition stories. So just look up some detransition stories. I want to say that once again, detransitioners have my full support. I don't want to make it sound like a woke thing, but no, it's just that detransitioners have been really ridiculed, and it's very hard to go back, you know. Um, and when you do all of the surgery or most of the surgery, and then you realize something's wrong, you wish to be returned. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult to return, especially with the culture we have today. Everything has to be pro-trans. Everything has to be pro-trans. Okay, if you're a masculine girl, you're not allowed to do that. You're told to transition. If you're a feminine, you're told to transition. Even fictional works. I don't like to be fictional works, but even fictional works where you have feminine characters, feminine boys, you know, femboys, or people want those characters to be trans. People want them to have issues. People want these characters for more representation. That's all they care about. Even in fiction, feminine characters, feminine boys, masculine. And that's the sad part. Creativity is on decline. And one of the reasons why creativity is on the decline is because of reasons like this. So it's not just the real world as well. It's even the fictional world. It's not that important. But someone who writes stories, obviously it's kind of important, because I've been seeing a lot of people, especially journalists, try and make every I'm trying to use this as a way to say that there is agenda there is an agenda, which is unfortunate, you know. So here we have someone on Michael Knowles' um, story of detransitioning. Uh, then we have this girl. I want to be very honest about this girl. I remember her. I remember back in the day when I was pretty young. I used to search transitioning back in like the like 5 6 years ago, like a couple years ago. These images. I can't remember when exactly I started finding this image popping up on Google, but I remember I would see this image pop up here and there, and you saw a beautiful woman transitioning to a man, and and then just last year I found out that now she's going back. She's going back to being a woman. You know, we have this one. You know, now Blair White today did an interview with a detransitioner. And as I said, it's going to be very difficult to detransition because so much of these hormones have already done some damage to your body. And trying to go back is going to be very difficult. Some people may find it easy because they may have not, delved deeper, but some people have went so deep. So I'm just saying, these days there's this pro-trans everything. Everything like apparently being trans is now a cure for everything. No, it's not. It's not a cure for everything. You know, being a masculine woman is totally fine. You know, being a feminine boy is totally fine. You know, people try to make this trans cure. It is not a cure for everything. Even transitioning is not going to cure your gender dysphoria. It's not going to cure you. Some people may feel happy, but it's not going to cure you. You know, um, when it comes to stuff like that. At the end of the day, this is the honest reality of the world. You know, the worst part is when they tell, especially children, that they're trans when they're not, and then they put them on these dangerous hormones. Like, what the heck? This detransitioner. Okay, now I'm starting to see some new faces on the internet. Born female at the age of 18 and medically transitioned. 8 year after hormones. Okay, I'm sorry you can't see this. I'm so sorry. It's just so difficult. Okay, blame my tablet for not being so good. And several surgeries. Okay, so I think she's going back to female. Some people want to go back, and I think it's very important we understand that. People need to stop, and this isn't only. And I want people to understand this. This isn't only a trans thing, like the people who are pushing this are not trans people as well. There are straights who are pushing this, there are gays who are pushing this, people from all over are pushing this. They're pushing this narrative as if, transitioning is a cure. No, stop falsely accusing people to be trans. Because when you do that, people fall in this idea that they are. It's so easy to manipulate people these days. It's kind of crazy that you can manipulate people like that. Honestly, honestly, maybe in one of my stories I can have a villain who likes to manipulate people. But to be fair, that's interesting. That'll be an interesting villain, don't you think so? Um, okay, yeah, we have someone else who detransitioned. She made a long video back in the day, and if you look, this is her now, and this was her when she transitioned. You know, it's really sad, really sad. We have, you know, Ariella. Am I pronouncing it correctly? I hope so. Basically, she's a lesbian and she talks about these type of stuff as well. We have Tucker Carlson. You know, when it comes to Fox News, they're basically going down the drain when it comes to what they're trying to do. But Tucker is the guy. Tucker is the man. This guy goes out there and does the good stuff. I'm surprised like, how much fans Tucker has altogether. You know, we have the offensive tranny. We have the offensive tranny is talking about people, by the way. Uh, okay, I don't know this. This is French. I don't even know. Is it French? I don't even know these languages. I'm sorry. I don't know these things. Okay. We have this one. Blair talking to people. Now, what's this? Rapid onset gender dysphoria too. Detransition Bigelow. Here we have Kat Cassington. Am I pronouncing it right? She detransitioned, and she's been attacked by a lot of people, for detransitioning. Okay, so this is a new video from Ellie Beth Stuckey interviewing a detransitioner. That's interesting. That's cool. We have also people reacting it to this type of stuff, people talking about this, and I'm glad this is something talked. There's a trans regret channel, by the way, which you can check out. Once again, this is being forced on the youth. You have people who are basically very, very much against detransitioning. A lot of the woke channels. You know, she detransitioned. I'm subscribed to her. You can check her out. Um, I just feel very sad for some of these people. Salty Alte, detransition. Okay, what's this? Live mother's initiation in detransition. What's that? So basically, let's check this out. Known heretic. Okay, let's see what this is about. Because a lot of channels pop up here and there. So you gotta keep checking them up. Um, okay, I'm gonna subscribe to her. Okay. Anyways, why am I going on this rant? I started up with talking about how I made chips. The chips wasn't that perfect, to be fair, because I cut them in terrible shapes, but obviously things can change. I can better myself with making chips in the future. Okay? Okay, chips will be good in the future. So yeah, we have someone in the transition. Okay, here we go. Cattingson. She makes a lot of videos as well about detransition and basically banned. These videos TikTok doesn't want you to see. You can check her out. Here we go. Courtney Colson. She's a detransitioner. Um, We also have. Well, I'm still trying to look at this. It's just so difficult. I haven't been searching in this for years. Uh, Here we go. I wish all those who are detransitioning the best, to come back to return, because I know it's very hard. I know it's very hard to get out there and transition, then detransition. I understand. Uh, it's very difficult. It's one of those things that's very difficult to go back into, and don't forget that it's going to be very difficult. I hear cats crying in the background. We had a lot of cats for the past few days. Strange cats. These aren't our cats. We haven't had cats for years. We always had stray cats, but these ones are not ours. They come, they cry, meow, meow, meow. They were fighting, five of them, six of them. They come around. So it's one of those things that's just kind of interesting. What's this? Oh, oh yeah, I know this channel. I know this one. I found this channel like a couple of years ago. Another woke channel, basically mad at J.K. Rowling, you know, because apparently, J.K. is offending them with truth. Here we go. Waffling Willow. I remember seeing an image. I remember seeing this image back in like 20 something, 5 years, 6 years ago. I remember this. I remember this. When I was used to search this type of stuff, you get Google images, you search it, you search, before and after, and you get all of these images to you. And that's interesting. Who's this? Let's just check it out. I want to keep checking out these things. I know I should talk about other stuff, like ice cream, which is not that fun because I haven't had ice cream in such a long time. So, okay. It seems that mostly females are detransitioning. And you can check the detransition subreddit. Let me check it out. Uh, I don't really check that much subreddit right now. Mostly because, like the only subreddits I actually check is Kotaku in Action, and maybe the Rings of Power or Lord of the Rings stuff, because I want to see what they're talking about. Because the forthcoming show is going to be a disaster. We all know it. So I'm just saying it's just embarrassing to see how so many people are going to be, falling for this lie. We know Amazon is not going to be so perfect with this show. Okay? And once again, you know, um, here we go. Oh, let's read this one. By the way, You can check the detransition page out. It's on Reddit. I'm surprised they haven't banned it yet because anything fun is always banned. Okay. Um, so okay, I'm a female to female, basically detransitioner. How do I tell people I don't want to be trans anymore? I don't want to be trans anymore. I thought I wanted it first, but after much soul searching, okay. I haven't transitioned medically at all. That's interesting. I've been socially transitioned. The majority of people use pronouns, okay. Now I feel embarrassed. I don't know how to tell them. Okay. So here's how you go about this. Now, all you can say is that, well, okay, look, saying it is going to be difficult. It's just the same as telling someone you want to transition, but you're just saying the opposite. You're not transitioning, so you can just say, hey, I I just don't feel like it anymore, I'm sorry, for maybe misguiding you. Maybe maybe I don't know what you've been up to, but you can just say that I think I realized it. I did a lot more research, and I feel like I'm myself, and I love that more than anything else, and people will respect that. Um, the one thing I found out from this subreddit is that someone posted a couple months ago, I guess, something about transitioning, and they said how many people were just totally supportive of them, just blindly supporting them, and then when they detransitioned, they were like, oh yeah, yeah, you know, that they were saying something. I can't remember if they were negative or were they positive. They were just saying it for the sake of it. And this is the problem I have altogether. As I said earlier in the video, it's not just trans people pushing this type of stuff. It's also straight people. It's also gay people. It's people from multiple backgrounds pushing this type of ideology on people, you know? And then when you disagree with it, some of them will get angry at you, and some of them will just say, yeah, whatever, because they will just agree with you, So the best thing to say is just, I learned to respect myself, love myself, and that's it. It'll take a couple of days for people to get used to, but then people will be very excited that, you know, you just you. Most of these are women detransitioning. So yeah, I think okay. What's this? You should you shouldn't need to change your body to be happy. That's got like a lot of upvotes. You can actually edit the upvote button. Every subreddit has their own upvote button, which is amazing. That's kind of cool. As much as I'm not a major fan of Reddit, that's kind of cool. You can change the way you like stuff or dislike stuff. I remember the Orange Man subreddit. They actually put a block banner upon the subreddit, and forcing people, those who just basically glare at it, to actually subscribe so the banner will be lifted. So you can actually do some cool things. You can actually do some cool things when it comes to stuff like this. As much as I don't like Reddit, you can actually do some cool things, which is amazing. I'm okay. Let me read it. I might think often life would be will totally rule as a chick, but that's not the body God gave me, and no amount of not neuter I can't even read neutering hormones or scaring surgeries or of affirmatory yas queens will change it. You know, that's a mess. Now, okay, I think of life will be, totally rule as a chick. Yeah, that's true. Okay, look, some people may think that that's kind of silly to bring God into this, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. People have multiple gods. People believe in different things. You can even say nature gave me this body. You can even say nature gave me this body as well. You can say these things, but regardless, people have multiple ways to perceive God. And so in other words, you can easily translate it to, if you disagree with the religious aspects, you can translate it to, I was born with this body. This is what I am, and I can't change it. That's what it translates to, you know? And no amount of neutering hormones or scarring. I can't even read. Scarring. As a writer, I sometimes get confused when I read stuff, even my own work. I sometimes have to repeat the sentence a couple of times. Okay. Okay. Uh, it's kind of crazy when you have so many stories like this. My goodness. You know the worst part? I only get pop-ups for Brave. That's it. I don't get any pop-up for my battery when it's dying. So that's the worst part. Um, how can I learn to accept? Okay, I don't know who it is, a male to female or. Okay, so this is a young child. This is a couple years younger than me. I'm 20. This girl is like 17. Okay, how can I learn to accept that I can't go back in time and undo my transition? How can I accept the fact that I made a mistake when I was 14? How can I stop being angry at the so-called profession and allow me to go on hormones and top surgery when I'm so young? I have way too many emotions in me. I can't deal with this anymore. Even when you transition, things are going to be very unlike happiness, you know? I remember those times I would grieve when I lost. I can't go to places I've gone to before without transition, okay? I can't deal with it. I can't imagine that I'll be ever happy again. And here's the thing as well, you can actually continue to focus your life, bettering your life, uh, you know, uh, by detransitioning, if you feel that way. And if you want to detransition, you can actually change that and things can get better. A lot of detransitioners are happy with their lives now because they detransition and they realize their mistake. So you can get happy again. You can become happy again. It's just, it's going to be very, very time consuming. I understand that, but you know, by commingling with people that also have the same issues or understand what you're going through, a lot of people will listen to you. A lot of people will understand you. I just want to live my life as a normal girl. I'm 17. This girl transitioned when she was 14. You can see how the professionals keep pushing this on children. When you're 14, you don't even know what you're doing. Okay, okay. When you're very young, you don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying. I was 14 back in 2016, and still then I had no idea what I was doing. I can't go to school as I'm mentally not able to. I miss my old voice and my old body. I see girls my age and I can't put words how extremely jealous that I am because just to be happy in their body. Why did I have to do this mistake? I need hope. I need to hear a success story. Any D-trans people here can give me hope. One day I can be happy again. Absolutely. Now, I'm not a D-trans person, but I know for a fact you can find happiness. You know, obviously you can go with. Oh, this has a lot of downvotes. Some people bring religion into this. Uh, some people, for example, religion itself is also a coping mechanism as well you can use to help you out because you need someone in life. You need someone in life. Oh, I think I saw her before, you know? Uh, yeah, it's basically bringing God into this. And some people may not like that, which once again, some people, I would say, need religion in their life. You know, some people need religion in their life. They don't have to be super duper religious, but they need some kind of thing to help them out because, you know, you can use religion as a way to help you out because there's just so much of wisdom in that. Um, and once again, even without religion, here's what you can actually do. Focus on um, focus on yourself, what you want to achieve. Just like how you want to achieve your male body, you can go and achieve your female body. So, you know, positive outlook, you know, keep at, here's the most important part is distractions as well, because sometimes you need escapism. You need time for yourself as well to just escape from from reality and without just continuing to look everything out there. I feel bad for this person because very young, and got transitioned. And this is why I'm against young people transitioning, is because they make mistakes, you know they make mistakes, and it's very sad to see someone who can't even go to school because of this. It's just so unfair. This was just a couple days ago, by the way, just a couple day post. So yeah, it's just so sad. It's very sad. But I would say escapism. Find ways to. If you still feel very sad, very angry, maybe bitter as well, it's going to take some time to detransition. It's going to take some time to detransition. And sure, your detransition won't be perfect. It's totally fine. Won't be perfect. Some people have chopped off their their schlongs, and they're still trying to find ways to live happy lives and trying to detransition back. They're still trying to find a happy life out there. Some people have chopped off their breasts, and you can obviously find implants, but you can also live without that, and that's totally fine. You know that, right? It's totally fine because because you know you know like breast doesn't just make a woman. You know what I mean. It's not just the breast that make the woman. And um, I would just say be be focused on what you want to achieve, and that's basically it. Find escapism. Find some time for yourself to be happy, and then you know when it comes to detransitioning, focusing on detransitioning, uh, you know, focus on it, but don't try and make it a everyday type of situation where every hour you have to focus on that. You need time for your brain to relax, to cool down. So when you detransition, you'll feel much better. Because detransition takes time. Uh, okay, okay. Let's read this. Okay, once again, you can check this out. You can check this out. It's RD Trans, as you can see over here. Hey all, I'm new to Reddit and this forum, but I'm feeling incredibly alone and I'm not sure how to move forward. Since coming to terms with my detransition, I wouldn't be able to find any other woman who have had bottom surgery, specifically phalloplasty. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's basically, you basically take up meat from your hand or your leg and or your thigh, and you basically use that meat, that flesh, to form a penis. I don't think you form the fake balls. I think so. Now you can either, I know it's kind of gross. Some of you may not like what I'm talking about, but this is how it is. You can either connect it with your vagina, or you can connect it on top of your vagina. So, yeah, that's one of those things you can choose to. Honestly, once again, you are taking meat from your own body. It's not just plastic altogether, you know? I wouldn't be able to find any other women who have bottom surgery, specifically failure. I can't even pronounce it. Is it paleo or is it paleo? Paloplasty. And it's left me feeling pretty alone. I don't know if they exist out there. Okay, they want to connect with people who detransitioning and had that type of stuff. So here's the thing as well. I can actually say, um, um, once again, have make some friends. Make some friends. This is the perfect place to find friends. You know. Jalisa Vine. Who's that? I never heard of that before. Maybe I have. I don't know. Oh, her. Her. Okay. My bad. I never read a channel name. Okay, so she's detransitioning. Okay. What's this? You know. Okay, I'll check this out. I'll subscribe. I think there's Ben Carson on this. Maybe I'm blind and I can't see. Okay. So okay. Wow. Okay. Once again, check them out. And if you want to talk to, I do have a Reddit account, but it's on my other tablet, which is off. I need to actually find a power button for that. I need to fix the power button, put it inside, lift it up, edit it. It's gonna be very difficult, okay? It's very hard to find a power button for a Samsung Tab 4 because Tab 4s are not cool anymore. They're gone. Their time is over. It's not time for Tab 7 and stuff like that. But seriously, I have a lot of information on that tablet. You know, I've been trying to keep that tablet for a year since 2020 because the power button wasn't working, so I had to keep it on forever and it had battery issues. So, you know, the battery was complete, the power button was completely broken. Anyways, as I was saying, my Reddit account was on that specific tablet, so I can't go back until I fix the battery. Nonetheless, if you have Reddit, if you have it, maybe you can talk to them, give them some advice, talk, have fun. Anyways, I think I should go. Because what time is it? It's 10. I spent a lot of time making chips today. A lot of time making chips. Okay, so I'm going to check this woman out and let's just see what's going on. Anyways, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to support them, you know, I've shown a couple of channels out. I showed the detransition subreddit. I basically examined a couple of posts. So okay, bye.